Hello everybody, welcome to me Fit and Lean. If you're new, please hit that like and subscribe button. Well folks, I'm here to give you all some advice about am I not, okay, I'm on the right, okay. I'm here to give you all some advice on what it is, how to do a low carb diet without going nuts, going cuckoo, you know. So low carb diets are very good because they eliminate a lot of unnecessary things that we eat every day. Like we don't need most carbohydrates are not essential to health. There's not a lot of nutritional value in a lot of carbohydrates, with the exception of green leafy vegetables and a few fruits and maybe some other things. But generally carbohydrates are just a waste of they're just empty calories. So essentially when you go on a low carb diet, you are lowering your calories, but it can be very overwhelming because I have to eat low carb, I can't have what I want. But that's not really true. You should look at it, instead of low carb, look at it as high protein. So your main sources of calories should come from proteins. Here I got some good old standbys. I got cheese, which is not a lot of protein, but some. And of course you have eggs right here. These are, of course, eggs are very good for you, full of vitamin B12s. And you can have fish. This is good too. And I love these. These are called salmon burgers. Salmon burgers are really good. Just have these without the bun, okay? But there again, folks, if you really have to have a sandwich, this is these are Kroger's whole wheat buns. I get them. They're only 25 grams carbohydrates for the whole bun, which is not bad. That's not bad, folks, because the objective on a low-carb diet is to have no more than 60 grams of carbohydrates. Did y'all know that the average American has over 300 grams of carbohydrates in their diet daily? So 60 grams of carbohydrates is a very low-carb diet. You don't have to go no-carb to get the benefits and the weight loss from it. You just have to reduce the amount of carbohydrates you eat. So unfortunately, folks, that includes a lot of things like, these are a big no-no. Say no to bananas, okay? Bananas are just not very good on a low-carb diet. But I can give you all some advice. So again, don't think of the carbs like, you can count your macros. The easiest thing to do, folks, is eliminate things like white flour, white sugar, refined sugars. That's so easy. So in other words, don't have bread, don't have cookies, don't have chips, don't have candies. Or if you do have those, just limit them extremely. Like have them very minimally, or however you say that, folks. Yes, because that's all you have to do. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. But the problem with most people is they're way too restrictive in the beginning. So they cut way too much too fast, and then they end up on regaining the weight because they can't stand a low-carb diet. Well, that's because they're doing it too extreme. You have to kind of do it moderately. But the easiest thing to do, folks, is just start with the flours. Get rid of your flour, get rid of that refined sugar. And that's the easiest thing to do. It's the easiest thing in the world because you don't really need it. And folks, I rarely eat bread. For the last month, I've been not eating any bread, and I don't miss it at all. I don't even need bread a lot of times. Now, occasionally, if I want a sandwich, I have this whole wheat bun. But that's it. That's it for the whole day, because you don't need to have 4 or 5 sandwiches a day, right? I just have it for breakfast because you're going to burn off carbs. So the easiest way to burn off carbs, of course, is through cardio exercise. So any sugar and carbs you should have that early in the day. Now, folks, I also have, it's all over the floor. Sorry. I'll have to clean that up later. Okay, I have vanilla whey protein, folks. It's spilled all over my kitchen floor, which I don't have a maid, so I'll have to clean that myself. But this is vanilla whey protein. I use this with a couple of eggs and some baking powder, and you can make vanilla whey protein pancakes with it. Yes, and it's not heavy in carbohydrates. It's full of proteins. So just 1 scoop of this is, oh my goodness, that's quite a bit. Okay, 1 scoop is 160 calories. I actually had 3 scoops today, so I better cut back a little bit. But that's 25 grams protein each jar. I had 75 grams protein and just two little pancakes. You can get your proteins in. So again, folks, the approach to low carb eating is don't think of it low carb, just think of it as high protein. Because if you're eating mostly protein, your carbs are going to come down anyway. I mean, if you're eating nothing but, tuna out of the can, then you're obviously not going to be eating a lot of carbohydrates. So just think of it as high protein instead of low carb. That's the easiest way. It's easier, don't think of all the things you can't have. Think of what you can have. So you can have hamburgers with cheese. You can have bacon. Sorry for all you Muslims out there, but you can have bacon. You can have, pork chops, lamb chops, tuna fish, tuna casserole. Well, maybe not tuna casserole, but you can have a lot of different things on a low carb diet. It's actually very, very good for you. And my coffee. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands this is not deprivation at all. But I want to warn everybody, if you're going to go low carb, do not restrict. If you're too restrictive, it won't work. If you're too lenient, it won't work. You have to be in the middle. You have to be somewhere in the middle. And, and make sure that you're not overdoing it. But again, folks, the easiest thing to do, just do away with the flour, do away with the sugar, do away with all those refined carbohydrates you don't need. The only carbohydrates you might need are leafy green vegetables. Maybe some fruit every now and then. Avoid high sugar fruits like mango, but you can have berries. Berries are a good thing to have. You can also have blueberries, raspberries. You can have tomatoes. You can have a lot of different things. A lot of different kinds of fruits. Don't overdo it on the fruit, and have lean, leafy vegetables, and that's all the carbohydrates you need. Because we as Americans especially, we have way too many carbohydrates in our diet. An average of 300 grams a day. Now you're going from that to under 100 grams a day. That's a big improvement, right, folks? So that's just my advice for low carb diet, low carb eating. It doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be complicated. Keep it simple. No flour, no sugar, no pasta. Just, focus more on high protein foods, which include lean meats, tuna, chicken. And also, folks, you avoid fried foods because those aren't good for you either. So that's just the basics, and I hope you all liked what you see, and I hope you all are doing well. If you like what you see, hit that like and subscribe button. Go to my website at meetskeletonsplace.com. And remember, folks, say a prayer for someone special today. Bye-bye.